Hi there, and welcome to the Anita Chat podcast. I'm your host, Anita Rombo, and this is the podcast for growth-oriented women to have authentic, real talk. Nothing is off the table here, but as an intuitive self-relationship coach, you'll find the content gravitates towards mindset, intentional action, spirituality, and all things wellness. So if you're ready to learn, laugh, show up, and glow up to be the best version of yourself, grab your favorite bevy, settle in, and we've got lots to chat about. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of I Need to Chat. I hope you are doing amazing. Thank you for tuning in. I so appreciate you. I am super excited on a few fronts. One, because the kids are back at school, and so things seem to be falling into a nice new rhythm. And two, because I am super excited to kick off a free challenge next week called my Back to Self Challenge. So if you haven't already registered, I would love to invite you to join in. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. This challenge will consist of 10 bite-sized daily activities that can be done in 20 minutes or less, or more if you want, that will help you reconnect, recenter, recalibrate yourself. So fill your cup and nourish your soul with me. I'll put the registration link in the episode description. Alrighty, so today I want to share an experience that happened to me in early August, but obviously it has still stuck with me if I'm talking about it a month later. In case you aren't aware, I'm a proud mom to two children that are age 6 and 9. And as part of their extracurricular activities in the summertime, they're both enrolled in soccer. And this is not the first time they've been a part of soccer in the summer. In fact, it's kind of a tradition. My kids have been enrolled in this activity in the summer months since maybe both of them were about 2 or 3 years of age. And generally speaking, the last game of the season is a parents versus kids game. And again, because my kids are kind of young, this is no big deal. It's nothing particularly strenuous. It's meant to have fun. My daughter, who is the youngest, so just turned 6, can recall years past this game and how many goals she scored against my husband. Because it's generally my husband that's up there playing this parents versus kids game. And it hasn't really been much of a conversation. It just naturally has happened, probably because he's the more athletic of the two and he's more in tune with sports. To be honest, I don't even know about all of the rules associated with soccer, for example, what's out of bounds and who gets the ball when. But I am my kids' biggest cheerleader, and I definitely love to be on the sidelines watching them, cheering them on, and of course, interacting with my fellow soccer moms on a nice picnic blanket in the summer days. But anyways, I digress. This year, that person that represented the parents was me for both of these kids. And so while this may seem like a small scale story, this was a huge moment for me. And the reason why it was a huge moment for me was it really instantly pulled me back to a moment in time in elementary and middle school days, maybe even high school. I can't really seem to remember when it was. We could actually voluntarily take ourselves out of phys ed. But I found gym to be particularly painful. Growing up, I was not that athletic kid, and I have some unresolved baggage around that issue. I was always that last kid to be picked to join a team. Any single time a teacher picked 2 people to be captains of a team, and then they would cherry pick who they would want to be a part of their team, I would be that last person standing. I would be that leftover that nobody wanted. There would always be eye rolls and grumblings and begrudging acceptances of me joining a team because I was the last person. And it really sucked. It was the worst possible feeling. But it also internalized for me that I wasn't a good athlete, that I wasn't worthy, that I didn't really belong because nobody really wanted me on that team. Let's be real. And I tried to show up. I really did, but I didn't enjoy the game either. And even when, for example, a volleyball would be coming my way, I would proudly declare mine and get into position to go for the ball. But the minute the ball would come near me, I would literally scream and cover my face with my hands and shirk away. And so that would annoy the people that were on my team because they thought I had it. And clearly I was scared of the ball. So anyways, it was a vicious cycle where I really doubted my athletic capabilities. I didn't enjoy the process, and I certainly didn't enjoy being the last person standing and feeling like I've let my team down, and just
all of it. So that certainly affected my psyche and how I perceived my abilities to contribute in terms of team sports. And the minute that I didn't have to choose gym, and I think that would probably be in high school, I was so done with that scene. There was no physical extracurriculars for me. And so that has even stayed with me as an adult. So while I absolutely love physical fitness and it is a critical part of health and wellness, I tend to gravitate towards those activities that don't require teams. So more of the solitary activities like walking and running and going to the gym and doing yoga. Those are the things that I chose to invest in as an adult. So flash forward to August when I was the parent that was representing the parents versus teachers and my experience with this. This is my first time being on a field, being a part of a team. And yes, playing against my 6-year-old was relatively easy. It obviously wasn't a challenging game. The field was half the field and, it was a lot of fun and it was just more about creating memories and experiences with your child. But playing against my 9-year-old was where this experience happened. And bottom line, due to a shortage of interested players, my 9-year-old was in a team with kids his age and some that were much older, like I'm thinking 13 or 14. And all of these kids were super committed and focused and competitive and interested in the game. And this was a full field, full net kind of situation. And so with the 6-year-olds, while that game was more about fun, this 9-year-old game was an actual game. And so I played. And I actually enjoyed it. And I think I was good at it. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not FIFA material. I'm far from it. We really gave this game all we had. We did not go easy on these kids. It was a bona fide, real great game. It was probably the hottest day of the summer. So we were so tired and so not used to moving back and forth. And it was definitely a hot, sweltering day. It was completely unexpected for me to be up there, but there I was. And I gotta tell you that it just felt so great. It felt so great. The camaraderie felt great. It felt good to move my body. It felt good to prove to myself that I can do something. It felt great to be a part of this experience with my child. And at the end of it, there was even conversation about a possible house co-ed league in the fall. And that is a thing that I would never have thought about joining. That is not an idea that I would have entertained or that would somewhat even interest me. And that would probably be a thing that I would think that I would sell myself short for even considering in the past. So the reason I'm sharing this short but sweet story with you is I want to encourage you to also be open and try new things or try things again if it's been a while. For me personally, by putting myself through this experience, I was able to debunk a long time limiting belief around my ability to play sports, and it felt very liberating. And best of all, it has led me to be more open to trying other sports. I may meet some new people through this house league if it happens, but you never know unless you try it or try it recently. And so, my friends, if there is something that you have recently started that is net new to you or you've picked up, let me know what it is. I would love to hear all about it, how it's going. And perhaps if you're looking for that new opportunity, consider investing in yourself for 20 minutes a day or less and taking part of that Back to Self challenge. Friendly reminder that that registration link is in the episode description. And so with that, folks, I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Anita Chat podcast. If you haven't taken a minute to leave a review, I would absolutely love to hear from you. All you need to do is to search for the show, click your star rating, and type in a few words. Also, if there's a specific topic you'd like to see covered in this podcast, if you'd like me to be your coach, or if you want to just chat, feel free to send me an email or shoot me a message through my IG, which you'll find in the show notes. The show notes will also contain any links to the freebies that were referenced in this episode. Until next time, friends, it's been great chatting with you.